One last topic to get to. This topic is brought to us by FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action with FanDuel. If you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA and the official sportsbook of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Let's talk some Buckeyes to wrap up today's show.
Go Bucks.
Chip Kelly gone. Jim Knowles gone. Welcome to Columbus, Matt Patricia. Brian Hartline and Bailey Keenan will now run the offense.
Well, we're not welcoming Brian Hartline to Ohio State.
I'm just saying they're running the
he's
offense
already there.
now. Change of coordinators. Let's start with the most recent coordinator change, though. Matt Patricia heading to Columbus to run the defense. Tyvis, good hire. Are you a fan of the former NFL head coach, three-time Super Bowl champ, getting a chance to run the Buckeyes defense?
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I think that you're replacing Jim Knowles, who's an unbelievable defensive mind. Obviously, at Ohio State, you set a standard there. He's raised the bar of what the defense needed to be, and he got to go get a guy that is of the same caliber, of the same mindset, that can come up and call the defense the same type of way. So I respect him for swinging this big. A lot of people wanted it to be an internal hire. But, those guys, yes, they've been under Jim Knowles, but, their defensive coordinator experience has been very short in collegiate football. So I think you go get a guy that's established, that's a veteran, that's done this a long time, that's done it in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage of them all, a guy that I think players would love to listen and learn from. So I think it was a good hire.
Dustin, do you agree?
I do think it's a good hire. I don't think he was a good head coach when he got that opportunity, or at least it didn't go well in terms of wins and losses. But the guy's got a proven track record. He knows defenses. I have no problem with this at all.
The wooden pencil is back.
Yeah. Did anybody really even know that much about Jim Knowles before he came to Ohio State? I didn't know a ton.
He had the number one defense
in Oklahoma State. That's about all I knew. So. No, I think it's good. Matt Patricia brings that NFL pedigree to this team, and if there's one team in college football that prepares players for the league and runs it like an NFL organization, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes. So I like the hire. Time will tell. They've got good players to coach, so that's the thing. Where he was a head coach, he didn't have really great players, so maybe that's why he didn't have the success.
He had Matt Stafford, though.
Well, yeah, Matt Stafford also didn't win with any other coach either. So outside of McVay, but I think Matt will do a nice job.
So it's a perfectly fine hire. He was a good defensive coordinator with the Patriots. Like every other guy that worked for Belichick, he was not a good head coach because they all try to be Belichick. And you don't have that cachet to be Belichick instead of being themselves. We've seen that with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, every time he gets a job, he wants to do everything like Belichick. Well, you don't have that cred. But he was a good defensive coach. He was a defensive coach there a long time. I think in Belichick's last year, he made him offensive coordinator, which was a huge mistake. And
they brought him back after he got fired in Detroit. He went back to New England for the end of the Belichick era as an offensive guy.
Right.
Turned out to be a terrible
mistake. And he had some experience very early in his career working on the offensive side of the ball. But he'd been a defensive guy for so long, it was a weird fit making him an OC, and the whole situation was bad. So his more recent years haven't been great. But his earlier track, listen, the guy's a veteran coach. He's been part of great teams. He's won Super Bowls as an assistant coach. And seems like a perfectly reasonable hire.
And he'll go out and have a number one defense, have some great draft picks come off this team, and he'll parlay that into a $6 billion contract in the NFL.
You think so?
Maybe. Chip did it.
Well, but Chip's not a head coach in the NFL.
No, but he's an OC. I don't think he wants to. He's not about to be a head coach.
Is Chip Kelly he's not getting $6 million. He's getting $6 million as an OC?
The highest paid OC.
Coordinator.
Who did that?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Carroll.
Of course, it's the Raiders. That is so stupid. Why would you pay him $6 million to be an
Well, let's
OC?
talk offense.
Ain't your money, who cares?
Dustin,
Good
with
point.
Brian Hartline and Keenan Bailey, the tight ends coach, taking over the offense, do you expect to see a drastic change in what the Buckeyes offense looks like next year?
And why co-offensive coordinators? I always think that's weird. I mean, Hartline seems like he's earned his chops to be OC. He's your buddy. What do you got on that?
There's always something behind the titles.
Yeah.
It
To, like, keep 'em
typically-
there or something?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
usually helps them out. I don't know.
I think it's one of those.
Hartline's probably the lead guy, I would assume.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
assume so too. Yeah.
Probably to
But-
keep everybody satisfied, maybe to stop you from going and take a job somewhere else. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I would expect the offense to be explosive. Got to find out who our quarterback's going to be. Do we know exactly what we're doing at quarterback next
Somebody
year?
out of the portal?
It's like 80-20 Julian Sane.
Okay.
They're not looking in the portal, though?
No.
So what do you think the offense is going to look like? Is it going to look similar to last year?
Well, I think that the challenges that Brian will face is that he's a receiver. So, you want to air raid the thing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's why they went and got that Tyler Bowen guy from the offensive line coach from Virginia Tech, because he's a run game coordinator as well. So I think that they will work together along with Keenan Bailey to keep a balanced attack. But obviously, you got to feed the high hand, and the high hand is your wide receivers right
got
now.
super studs.
Because your running backs consist of a guy, James People, who I think is going to be a really good running back. He was a freshman last year. Sam William Dixon got out of the portal. He decided to come back. You ended up getting a kid from West Virginia who's a speedster. So, it's a young running back group is what I'm saying. And I think that you'll have to lean more. But the quarterback will be young. This will be his first year starting college football. So
What kind of quarterback is he? What's his style of play?
he's a gunslinger.
He's not a runner?
Pocket passer.
Pocket
yeah,
passer.
Pocket
Okay.
passer. But Lincoln is an athlete. So
And he's the backup?
yeah. Well,
or the guy you think is going to be the
projected.
backup?
I'm of the I'd wait till they post up their depth charts.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's heavily favored to Julian. Saint.
Why? Shouldn't it be an open competition?
Well, due to the fact of last year in the spring, when Julian first got here and he went through his first spring ball, he had a nice touch on his ball. Let's just say his name was buzzing around the Woody in the locker room a lot.
So some people thought he should have been the starter.
No, not the starter,
Oh, okay.
but they were saying this kid is.
He's got it.
Yeah, this kid is like.
All
that.
right.
Not just coaches, teammates.
And he's a sophomore?
He will be a sophomore.
And where's he from?
He was originally, I think he's from California, man.
He's from California.
He
He
went
was the
to-
number one rated quarterback
yeah.
in the country, committed to play for Nick Saban at Bama. Saban leaves. He transfers to Ohio State.
Yeah.
All right, so this kid's got a top pedigree.
He can.
Oh, he's
he
a
can
top
s-
five-star plus
everybody
product.
He can sling it.
I mean,
he can
it's
sling
not
it.
like how, well,
Everyone's got a top pedigree playing for the Buckeyes.
how did Joe Bauserman end up as the quarterback that one year?
I don't know, man. That's a great question.
Dark days.
But you're right. I mean, for the most part,
But yeah,
Yeah.
I say all that to say, obviously I got to see what it looks like in the spring. You would think that it would be more pass, but I think those running backs have enough to get it done. I think that they got to find a happy balance. But I think worst case scenario, throw it up to number 4.
now he's still got another year before he can be drafted,
He
right?
got 2 years. He got this year and next year.
You think he sits out that third year or he plays?
Well, Cardell claims he should sit out.
Cardell's probably right.
Cardell
Jamar
says he
Chase
should
sat
sit
out,
out.
didn't he?
That was COVID.
That was COVID.
Oh, that was COVID. Right.
He did sit out. Rashad Bateman did the same thing.
Well, Rashad Bateman.
If he goes,
Were these guys getting NIL money?
no.
Okay.
If,
That's true. That is a difference.
If
yeah.
if JJ,
Especially him, he's gonna get tons
If
of money.
JJ goes out there this season and he wins the Biletnikoff and he's like third in the Heisman or something like that,
Yeah.
then yeah, absolutely, I sit out my third year. Why? What else do I need to
to
prove?
Dustin's
Well, you're
point-
getting paid though.
You think they wouldn't pay him still?
I don't think.
No, you
no,
can't
I
pay
don't
him not
think
to.
so.
I'm not paying him
I
not to
wouldn't pay
play.
him not to play. No, and I think that it would potentially hurt. Not that it would matter. Someone would still draft him very, very high. But I think you wonder, all right.
Yeah, I doubt it would
I
hurt
wanna-
his draft stock, but there's
And
less
I-
risk of injury.
True, but
I mean, what's the odds you have an injury that destroys your whole career?
Right.
I mean, it's slim, and he's getting paid. He can get paid probably more than anybody in the country.
And these guys can get ridiculous insurance policies now too, which is why
Yeah.
Dion played his guys in the meaningless bowl game against BYU. They played.
yeah.